Did you know that you can, because I've had a hanker, I'm like, oh, I want to make whatever muffin, banana muffin, but my bananas are not right. If you put whole bananas in the oven for like 5 or 10 minutes, they come out black and ready to go. Hot tip for y'all.
Welcome to Chef Over Your Shoulder, our podcast about the connections we make through cooking. Pairing professional chefs Jody and Kirstie from the Culinary Studio with me, a burn-to-the-bottom-of-the-pan expert, creates the perfect recipe to demystify the kitchen and bring back the joy of cooking without the pressure. On today's episode, Kirstie walks us aisle by aisle through the grocery store to answer one very relatable question. Do you make it or do you buy it? We talk soft sandwiches, spinach dip, pasta sauce, chicken fingers, pierogies, and muffins. And I think you might be surprised which things our chefs recommend you make and which ones they think are better to buy. So join us as we head to the grocery store.
Hi guys. So we did talk briefly about barbecue, talking about barbecue. And then my thoughts were, and I said to Kirstie, I'm like, you know what? I barbecue. I do. But my husband does a lot of it when I'm here. We take on very traditional barbecue roles. Like I'm in the kitchen, I'm prepping the salads, I'm doing all of those things. And then he ends up outside. I do, like, if I'm on my own or whenever, I will barbecue. And I think it's a worthy topic, but I'm like, is it too specialized?
I would agree. We kind of fall into the traditional roles too, not by any design, just, I don't know, it's just the way it ended up. I don't like the rain. I would be a fair weather barbecue. So where we live, we wouldn't barbecue at all if I did it. So we barbecue like 5 days a year. So that could be what precipitated it. I don't really know, but I understand what you're saying.
No pun intended there. Yeah, my mom said to me the other day, she's like, I'd never barbecued. Like someone asked her to and that's what they say. Why did they say that, Jody? Man the grill.
Oh, now we need to change it. Sorry.
Right?
I don't like the word traditional. I don't like traditional roles because that's not really 2026 and it doesn't apply to our life. Like our demographics of all of our friends and stuff. So let's scrap that, number one. And two, manning the grill. Let's man that grill.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's just, I don't know.
Burn the grill.
People the
I
grill.
could say that.
So I think, and I said to Joe, this is how, as we are with these podcasts, right? We absolutely love chit-chatting with you. And I always text Jordy, I'm like, what are we talking about tomorrow? Like sometimes we forget. And then, and Jody said barbecue. And then she said, should we? And I'm like, you're right. So we have another topic under our sleeve that I feel like we can all really contribute, all really relate to. And that is, do you make it or do you buy it? What do you make? What do you buy?
Let's think about where I might fall in those columns.
Oh, we know you're a buy. We know. Like from meatloaf spice to, the gravies to all of those other things.
But I do like to make stuff, and this is why we're here. I want to learn how to make more things. So I love this topic. This is super exciting because I want to hear your views on both of those things, because I think people assume because you are chefs, you make everything all the time, which is not true. So what a great idea.
So then how I think about this topic is I'm like kind of rolling through the grocery store in a way, because I feel like grocery stores have changed in the past, I don't know, 10 decades, whereas now it's just inundated with prepared food.
You're absolutely right. Like you hit the hot counter before you even hit produce, and that's not right.
Exactly. Yes. So if I'm strolling through the grocery store, this is where I love grocery shopping. I'm one of those weird people. I've been grocery shopping with my mom since I could push my own cart, and I don't know, it's the garden center is not my happy spot, as we've talked about. Get stressed out at the craft store, but I love a grocery store. I mean, hands up if you love grocery shopping in a foreign country. It's like the best thing ever, right? I have like my Kroger's card.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, so fun. So then I was as I was, and this is what made me think of this topic, is I was starving, and I'm like, you know what? I love a deviled egg. I'm just going to grab this pack of deviled eggs. Remember I called you, Jody? I was so mad because I was like, how bad can they be? So bad. And so there's my number one. Do you make it or do you buy it? because what it was chopped full of was like, I think it was Miracle Whip. It was not mayonnaise. It was like really weird tasting. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I called my brother too right away. He's like, what were you thinking?
I didn't think you could buy pre-made deviled eggs in the grocery. Like egg anything, I would never buy. I would say I would prepare, but I wouldn't even know where to find a prepared deviled egg in the grocery store.
Yeah, you can buy like even like a silo pack with just a boiled egg these days, I feel.
I think I might have bought that off the 401 ones, like, because you want like a good lead. You can't buy anything.
Okay, well, those are desperate times.
I know.
Stick with some beef jerky or something next time. Don't get that egg. Yeah, like hot rod has to be better than a boiled egg on the side of a highway.
Okay, but on that thread, so there's my opinion number one: deviled eggs. Make them, don't buy them. And I think we talked about deviled eggs in our potluck episode, and we have a recipe on our website. And they're really. I remember I made them for Dan's party, Jody, and I made a lot, and it took me an hour, and that was for a lot.
Oh,
so
cool,
cheap, cheerful, doesn't take that much time. But then I was at my cousin's house, and I arrived, and they had bought in that tray of, they're called soft sandwiches. Did you know that? It's like basically it should say funeral sandwiches on the package. So it's like your egg salad, your tuna salad, like on like soft white bread, and it was labeled soft sandwiches. And at first I was like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can do this. Delicious. Gotta say, I always whiz by those prepared sandwiches at the grocery store. Delicious.
Is it come down to the right person making them? Like, is it hit or miss?
Like Nancy versus Barb in the back? I don't know.
I honestly didn't think you were going there.
I know. I was surprising our listeners here that I'll take a soft sandwich from, Loblaws or wherever. Yeah. We talked about this a little bit last week as well, is where I'm like, make, don't buy is every deli salad.
Like you mean like a bean salad, a potato salad, a mac salad.
Yeah.
All of those. Yeah. Yes.
Oily central, like preservative, like to the max. Like they all just taste a little bit weird to me. And maybe I'm being super snobby, but I'll take a soft sandwich. But I draw the line at like the deli salads. They're just like so, I don't know. There's always something weird tasting about them, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's been a while. And I can say that honestly because I used to work in a deli. So I've tried them all.
There, we learned something about Kirstie. I love that. I wouldn't probably buy a salad like that either. I would either just not make it or make it. Like I agree. It's kind of some of the prepared, I don't know how long it's been sitting there when it's all mixed together. I will buy the pre-cut lettuce sometimes and make my own salad if we're in a rush, but I don't want it all put together if I'm buying something that helps me speed the process along at the grocery store.
So then I have 3 things for you guys to weigh in on, which you said chopped lettuce, veggie tray, fruit tray, and spinach dip. Make it or buy it. You make it or buy a veggie tray, fruit tray, and that it's already ready to go in that pumpernickel. Make it or buy it.
I've bought all of them. I don't, shocker. I don't actually love it. Definitely that's a definite time constraint situation. I don't love it because I'm trying to find the veggies that look great and the fruit that looks great. I would prefer to make it, but to be honest, I probably would never set aside the correct amount of time for that. And then the pumpernickel, I have bought it. I don't actually love it. I would rather buy the dip and then the full bread and cut the bread myself when we're ready to do it, because I love a good pumpernickel bread. And sometimes you buy it. If I'm in a hurry, buy it. I would never think to. Okay, I will tell you, I would never think to make it. I wouldn't even know. So why don't we talk about that? If I'm not buying it, how do I make a great spinach dip?
Yeah, Jody, you made this not too long ago. You like upgraded this recipe, I feel.
Ooh. I did. I'm trying to remember what I added. You know what I added? I felt like it needed a little bit of a tang, some sort of citrus, vinegar, lemon juice, or lime juice, probably lemon juice or lime. and I took some onions and macerated in them.
What does that mean for our listeners?
Check out our Instagram where I talk about it, but it's essentially when you've got harsh aromatics, which we would call garlic and onions. If you hit them with an acid first, it takes that harshness away. I'm not saying that it mellows them, it improves them and they don't have the bite that they have otherwise. So I will do that and then stir that in with this, like the original, everything came from something great. And including this spinach dip, they make it and they package it and sell it, and people are used to it. But it's a can of water chestnuts.
It's the
Knorr. We say Knorr.
I say Knorr.
If it's the German word where the K would be silent, right? We don't say knife, we say knife. But so someone correct me, please. It is a vegetable soup mix and then some mayonnaise and sour cream mixed together.
And the chopped frozen spinach squeezed, like you gotta really squeeze the shit out of it.
Yeah, chopped frozen spinach. Sorry, I missed that. But it's so delicious. It makes so much. Like, that's the difference. You talked about those veggie trays and fruit trays. To buy those fruit whole sometimes are very cost prohibitive, right? Because it's like $10 sometimes for a melon, but it's $22 for a tray. But if I bought the $50 worth of fruit, I'd make $100 worth of fruit, right? Like, but that's too much. So that's that dance you have to play depending on how many, but I prefer to make it, but I have bought that as well. But the spinach dip, yeah, like we do definitely have that on our website. You'll have to try that one.
I definitely want to try that one. So here's my question. Is that just mixed together or is that something you blend?
Just with a spoon, just like a fold in the cheese kind of thing.
So I didn't think there were water chestnuts in it. That would be, I didn't know that.
So you can buy canned water chestnuts and then you just chop them up. That's that little crunch, right? You don't know what it is, right? Like you just chop them up.
Yes.
But that little bite of you, like, what is that? It tastes kind of like a melon or a cucumber or something. It's a water chestnut and it's so delicious.
Okay, I'm definitely trying that. That's like on my list, number one.
Like, you've had spinach dip before.
I love, like one of my favorites. I could eat one by myself. I don't know how to cut it except into cubes and make a little hole in the middle of it.
I feel like in like 1982, like the marketing team behind water chestnuts must have gone bananas, because that's when we found, the bacon wrapped water chestnut came to the plate, right? Like, who would have thought to put those little things in a dip?
But I do want to say, like, food is so funny because it's so trendy, and like right now, you're hard pressed to find cottage cheese on some shelves. I don't know if you've noticed this.
100% I've noticed. Yes.
You're like, I can't find cottage cheese anywhere. Water chestnuts, early 80s, you couldn't find anywhere because it was in every spinach dip and bacon wrapped chestnut.
Traveling through the grocery store, the other thing I thought of was, well, I guess this is two different things, but it's like the canned aisle, like soups and sauces, like canned soup. But what really bothers me kind of is spaghetti sauce. Like, why is there so many options of pasta sauce? That's where I'm not quite sure. Like, where it's just could be like a can of tomatoes, like a pinch of salt. Good quality can of tomatoes. Yes. Not sponsored by Muti brand yet, but we should be, because they are like, and even my cousin was sending me stuff about Muti to me. She's like, I know you love these, and here's another tip. And yes, yeah, you can find like the pack date from harvest on the bottom. It's not, you're like, what do these numbers mean? And it's like 150 days from picking. That's what's on the bottom of the can. Like, that's pretty cool. And I think that's all it really takes to put on pasta. I don't know why you need like those jars of, I'm not sure what brand, like sugar, guar, like all this kind of stuff.
So the pasta sauce is an interesting one. I'm not sure if I share. I think maybe I have, but so I tried to make tomato sauce many, I would say 25 years ago now. Right after my transplant, there were a lot of not restrictions, but the cleaner you eat, the better it is. And that is something that is quote unquote easy to make. And I got all the ingredients and I put it in the blender, and I did not put the top on correctly, and it went all over the ceiling and everywhere. And it was just bad timing because I was just post transplant. I was under a lot of stress and I had like a full kitchen meltdown. Like, I couldn't, I was just like, I can't do this, because it was overwhelming, because it's like everything. You have to take your medication on time, and you got to eat the food. It's kind of how I feel today. It's like, eat the protein. There was a lot of that. And I was feeling overwhelmed. Like, Stephen and I weren't married at the time, and he lived out of town. He actually drove down and like helped me clean up the kitchen, because I had like a full kitchen meltdown.
Well, that's marriage material right there.
Well, there you go. We knew we were good then, right? But so I haven't made it since. Similar to the chicken noodle soup that we talked about, when it was like an epic fail, I just kind of back off because now it's intimidating. So let's talk a little bit about how easy it is to make pasta sauce, because I would like to maybe give it another go.
I think we need to dial it back, right? Like, we think we need to pack everything into it. You're like, when you say blender and you have all of these veggies or whatever in there, it sounds very traumatic, number one. But two, it sounds like there's a lot of stuff in there, which you don't necessarily need, right? Again, in moderation. Eat your veggie tray first. You don't need to have every vegetable within a pasta sauce. I feel like it takes away from the clean flavors of each ingredient, right? If you're like, I would like to have one that's, roasted red pepper forward, just use roasted red peppers. You don't need every vegetable in the vegetable garden. That's what I would say, number one. But two, it's just so simple. This isn't our recipe. I feel like we might have talked about it before. Not really sure. Kirstie, go ahead and explain what it is.
Well, we might have talked about it in our cookbook episode, because like over a decade ago, somebody gave me a dodgy old cookbook from a secondhand store, and in it was this tomato, onion, and butter sauce. And it is 100% like I think they say it's one of the most searched recipes on the internet, which is bananas, because the ingredients are in the title: tomato, onion, and butter, and maybe a pinch of salt, maybe a bit of pinch of sugar, depending on when those tomatoes are harvested. So we take a good quality can of tomatoes. We love the Muti brand. I think it's generally $5. Blend it up or not. I know, Jody, you blend it. You use a stick blender. And the reason you want to use whole tomatoes is because it's a better quality. Again, what I just learned, that pack date, like when were these tomatoes picked, are on the bottom of the can. Blend it up or not. Add 4 tablespoons of butter. Add a half an onion. Amy, don't chop it up. Put a whole onion or a half an onion in.
Peel it first.
A pinch of salt. Oh, thank you, Jody. Peel it, get away all the, little, any dirt. Yeah, pro tip, peel it. And then simmer that for 20 to 30 minutes.
And am I blending it again, the onion?
No. Then you're going to take that onion, the butter's melted by now, so it's like this like silky sauce. You're going to take the onion out. Colby likes to eat it. Like, or you can serve it or you can not. I try to get all the tomato stuff off. And then that's on top of pasta. And that's sometimes all you need. Or as Jordy, you said, it can be the start of, well, then in a second pot, I might brown my meat and add it on top.
That sounds amazing, yummy, and super easy. So I'm definitely trying that. Could I make a big batch and freeze it?
No.
Yes.
Oh, I got a yes and a no.
Yes, she can make a big batch and freeze it. We have some in our freezer. You don't think you should make more?
I just think it's so easy. Well, again, I shouldn't speak of my packed, ridiculous freezers and refrigerators. So if I don't right? Like, it's so dead easy. You're opening a can, you're blending the onion, the butter, the salt. Before your pasta's cooked, the sauce is ready. So there's no need for it to be in the freezer, right? I think you should I've taught all my kids how to make it. So we're in the summer months. So that's a great, like, that tomato sauce is fantastic for all year round. As we hit the summer months, you can do a tomato sauce without even hitting the stove. Take fresh tomatoes, take a box grater, don't peel it, don't do anything. Grate that tomato and you get all this pulp a good pinch of salt. In this case, this is where I sometimes like the sea salt because I like the brininess of it. A good slug of olive oil. That's it. Toss fresh pasta in it. Done. It's so good. Crack a pepper.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's my kid. And then my kids sometimes are like Parmesan cheese, and I made it for my boys. My girls weren't here; they would have got it too. But I made it, and they're like, "We need that again." It's like it's just grating a tomato. That's it.
Well, thank you for sharing. Like this just again, like the chicken noodle soup, it just makes me feel like, oh wow, I can actually do that, and that's easy. So I actually wrote it down because the kids are, it passes easy when they're busy at night and things like that. So that's on my list too. So we're gonna have spinach dip and pasta. I've got all kinds of things to work on. So let's keep going through the grocery store. Kirstie, what happens when we hit the frozen aisle?
So what happens when you hit the frozen aisle is you've got everything from a full turkey dinner to more like soups and sauces and, everything breaded and deep fried that you just reheat in the oven. And some of it like I'm okay with, and some of it I'm like, I'm going to make a turkey dinner. That's the number one. But Jody, you had talked about this in, I think, the last podcast, like pre-breaded chicken fingers. Are you making or are you buying? And I think that one is something that you can really zhuzh up to make it your own without going through that breading process. I think what you did, some sort of,
we did chicken Caesar wraps, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes
I did.
yes,
Yeah, I will use, that's one of those things that I will make and I will buy, right? If I'm feeling, if I really want to show my love and I'm like, I'm going to make my own chicken fingers and I'll use the whole chicken breast, not just the tenders, which was the origin story of chicken fingers.
Chicken tenders.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And bread them up. I use panko, fry them in a bit of olive oil rather than just a neutral oil because they get all golden brown and gorgeous. Finish them in the oven if need be, and then make a homemade dip of some sort or however we're going to eat them. But then on the other side of that spectrum, I'm like, I'm not cooking today. I'm not doing anything. You guys can have chicken fingers and a whole tray of chicken fingers that they've got from the freezer. So, and I'm okay with both of them, right? Like you can buy good quality chicken fingers, which are real meat and chicken breasts, which I think is the better of the two for that. And yeah, like I'm okay with my kiddos eating them and having that as one of my convenience foods.
But it is a fun thing speaking of kids, it's definitely something I've taught both my kids, both fish sticks and chicken fingers, right? Doing that breading procedure is actually, if you've got the time and you can, this is something you can definitely make and freeze, Amy, which I've done before. Or I tried to. I'm like, I'm going to make a big batch and have all these things in my freezer. And then, there's 6 left after we've eaten them all. But it is a fun thing to do. Like, as we've talked about this so many times, like getting the kids in the kitchen, learning where your food comes from. That's a great one. It really is only 4 ingredients: your meat, protein, or, breaded anything. You could, do mozzarella sticks from scratch, that sort of thing. And then you've got your breading station, which is flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs. Jody you could use panko. It's readily available. You can use a mix of just regular breadcrumbs, right? That's how you're making like hundreds of types of food if you've got the time. But yes, when needed, go for the frozen. Yes.
And if you don't want to use eggs or you've got an allergy or gluten allergy, there's always those alternatives, and that's fantastic. And they're so easy to make, right? Like if I'm making some tofu, crispy tofu, you could use almond milk instead of the egg for the binder, right? It's always flour, then egg, then whatever you're breading with, panko, breadcrumbs, cornflakes, whatever, so many different things. But instead, if you want to keep it vegan, you could use cornstarch, then you could use almond flour and a gluten-free panko they've got available. Not sponsored by panko, but I do really, it just makes it, they're just so crispy, right? Crispy. Like they've already been fried and they're freeze dried, and so when you go to fry them the second time, they're so crispy and so delicious.
I have actually made them a couple of times, and I use the panko. I like panko because it is so crispy.
Yeah.
You do need the time though, Kirsty, but it was fun because they were invested in making something they like to eat. So I absolutely think that that's a great idea. And I agree that it's also good just to have them in the freezer because that was probably one of the foods that we let them cook on their own first. Like if we couldn't be
Yes.
there and you're making dinner, that's a really good starter when we're talking about trying to empower them in the kitchen. So kind of both. And also we have a friend or Xavier has a friend and he's celiac, and I found gluten-free chicken fingers and I keep them in the freezer because I'm not very good with that. That stresses me out a little bit, and so that I know I always have something. And everybody loves them. You can't tell. They actually go. You're right. There's none left, Kirsty. It's like I need 2 packs now because they're all growing teenagers. But it's both. I agree with the both on that one too. You can go either way.
There's another one that's really good for, that kids can do on their own that I'm buying. I'm also enjoying homemade, and that's pierogies, right? The frozen bag of pierogies is something that Charlie feels like when in doubt, I know how to make pierogies. That's going to fill me up. And they're pretty decent. I get them at the Euro store. It's like $10 for a bag. So I don't know. I feel like they're good from there. And my mom's always like, why are we making these from scratch when I could get them for $10 a bag? And they're pretty good. But yeah, it's like pasta, right? Homemade versus box pasta, I think.
Wow, I mean, I love a good pierogi. I have to say, I was recently in Poland and that was the best. I mean, they were so pillowy, so yummy. I just ate them every day. I didn't even care about eating anything else. But I would never, I would think I would need like a whole bunch of things to make a pierogi. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Well, you don't need a whole bunch of things. It's like 3 ingredients. You just need like a 6-hour day. Like if
Yes.
you're gonna, yeah, you just need to really. Actually, no, we've done. Listen up. We have a pierogi cooking class on our website. We have made. I think we make enough for 4 or 6 people. I can't remember, Jody.
Or
We
one,
make,
depending.
or yeah,
It's
or if you're gonna
me.
eat
It's one.
45. I think you end up with like 45 or 50 pierogies, which is decent. And that's accomplished in I think about 90 minutes or so from start to scratch with a homemade dough. So it is definitely achievable. But this is on the convenience food check mark. I'm gonna have that in my no pasta sauce, but I'm gonna have those pierogies.
What else? Keep walking us
You
through
want me to
this.
keep walking through? Well, the other one I thought of was frozen pizza, right? Again, getting back to the German, the Dr. Oetker pizzas, I think are pretty decent. Like they do a spinach one. It's really good.
I've actually made a lot of pizzas. I make pizza and everybody loves it. It's a lot of work and it's messy, but it's super fun. We have the pizza oven and we love to do that. But Stephen also found these little squares that go in the oven. They're not a big round, and you make little mini pizzas and you put the squares in and out because you know how fast they cook, and then you can kind of have it ready a little bit faster. And so it's super fun to make them because everybody can make their own and put their own things on it. And then also we have frozen pizzas when I don't feel like making dinner or nobody's home.
So do you make your own dough?
I haven't yet. I would like to. I would like to. I like making bread and things like that. It's one of those things where you're back to time versus cost because you can find it for $2 or something, and it makes like 3 pizzas. And I don't know. Sometimes I struggle because sometimes they just say, "Let's do pizza," and if I want to do it on the spot, then you have to get the dough and then you can make it for dinner that night, kind of thing.
I think that to round out the grocery store tour, we kind of probably walked past it already, depending on the grocery store, but the baked goods, right? Like make it or buy it. I always walk past those like containers of cookies or there's those massive muffins. And I think the massive muffins, especially, I'm like, I can't make, like, how do you make those big giant muffins? Like, that's something that I would buy. I don't think I have, but I'm always tempted to buy that. And the
You can
well,
make
Jody, you're gonna
that
no,
too.
this is so here we go. Live online. Jody, please teach me how to make the big giant, carrot muffin. I'd be like, oh, so good.
Oh, the carrot muffin.
They're just probably full of oil. There's probably like a cup of oil in each muffin.
there's a bit in there. But basically, if you want that big muffin top, right, you don't fill each muffin tin. You give them space to grow.
What do you mean you don't fill each muffin tin?
So if you've got a 12er, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll put a muffin here, skip another muffin, skip another muffin. Yes.
What?
And the muffins the batter needs to be thick. So if you've got the thicker the batter, the more they will dome and the bigger they will get.
This is why Jody gets paid the big bucks, everyone, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you just need to make them in 2 batches rather than all 12 in the oven. So yeah, that's how you get the bigger muffin. And then fill, obviously, halfway you get those kind of, mom muffins that my mama made. No, not knocking at all. They're amazing.
Oh, Sharon and her muffins. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the joke? What's the joke?
We joke when we were kids and we were waiting in the car, waiting for my mom, we're like, oh, she's in there making some muffins, like
whipping up a batch before church.
Yeah. Muffin mania. Yeah. Muffin mania had a stronghold in our family. But yeah, you instead of filling it halfway, you fill it 3/4 of the way. So then it has time to rise. So thicker batter, fill it a little bit bigger. Don't put them in each one because otherwise they just kind of attach to each other. So you need to have that space so that they can grow into those gorgeous muffin tops.
Wow. I'm totally trying that. I actually make muffins. I went through a whole muffin phase, probably in COVID and thereafter. And I actually like making muffins. We came up with I make banana muffins like everybody else, but salted caramel muffins, Nutella. I swirl the Nutella into the muffin. I know. Who knew,
when
right?
Are you having us over for coffee?
I know.
And a muffin.
Absolutely. But now I love muffin tops. Like I would just eat the top of those big ones, Kirstie. You're right. I would just eat the top.
I just walk by them.
So I'm definitely trying that thick batter, every other one. I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
Maybe I should try some this weekend. I am going up to a cottage. I'm going to try a big fat muffin.
You know what's funny? I just threw out bananas.
What else did you throw out?
From that fridge of yours where everything was frozen.
Bananas were earlier because I bought them and I was like, we have a delicious banana cake it could be a muffin, a banana cake, but it has a brown sugar glaze on top. Yes, I'm diabetic, and yes, I use full brown sugar on my muffin.
It's not a stevia top, a stevia glaze.
No, and it's so good. So then I bought bananas. I don't like a raw banana. Not eating it.
No, Jody does not eat it. Fun fact: Jody doesn't eat bananas or raisins.
Yeah, bananas or raisins or peas. Yeah, but that's just me. So they sat here. They were getting, and like they're almost ready. They're almost ready. They're almost ready. They're ready. They're ready. They're ready. They're over. They're over. They're over. And then I threw them up.
I ran out of time.
No, you don't run out of time. I just didn't carve the time. You know what I mean?
Yes, you didn't make the time. I know.
I didn't make the time, but I'm regretting that life choice. But it's okay.
Did you know that you can, because I've had a hanker, I'm like, I want to make whatever banana muffin, but my bananas are not right. If you put whole bananas in the oven for like 5 or 10 minutes, they come out black and ready to go. Hot tip for y'all.
That is the tip of the day for sure. Wow. Thank you.
Big fluffy muffins with we got the whole episode has changed in a muffin. So make it or buy it. Generally I am making muffins, but I want to buy them. This is the crossover because they look so good. Cookies I am making, but I sometimes look at them and I want to buy them. But the baked good that I'm not a bread maker, so that's where I'm buying. Yeah. Other than that, I don't feel like I'm not eyeing the baked goods too much.
I like a good croissant.
Yeah, you're not making that. You're buying those.
I don't even want to know how to make it. I just want to buy the fluffy, crispy croissant and enjoy it.
I watched Jody make them once. I watched you make them. Yeah.
Well, I love that I circle back to how we started, is that I love that we've talked about things we make, but also things we buy. And it's much more, it seems more accessible and less intimidating. And there's reasons why we make something, and there's reasons why we buy something. So thank you for taking us around the grocery store and giving us tips on what you buy and what you make.
I got one more thing. Dips. I'm not making hummus. I'm buying it. I'm not making hell of a good dip. I'm buying it.
Oh yeah, so good.
Well, hell of a good.
You can't make
It's called that. There's just some things, right? So, I don't want to hear some backlash like, I buy tomato sauce. Like, I'm not making everything from scratch here.
And yeah, and like hummus, I love my homemade hummus. Like, sorry.
Oh, so I love a Fontaine Santé. You know that. Yeah.
I do too. But what's been really interesting through these podcasts is that by talking through it and saying out loud rather than just thinking those deep, dark thoughts in your head, the truth is that I need to get over myself sometimes, right? And I've said that. I'm like, is it like we are chefs. We like to make things. I like to know how and whys and how to make them amazing. But are we against something being, purchased? Like, I'm making homemade lobster mac and cheese, but if someone were to make me Kraft dinner and the noodles are al dente, I'm saying yes, please. I didn't even mean to make that rhyme, but it did, right? I do love, right? Like, there are those convenience foods. We are just human. We've got kids, but there are some things that become a mystery to people and they think they can't make them.
Yes.
But the reality is they're so simple. That tomato butter sauce, so simple and so good. I'm not going back to that, right? Because it's like I don't know how much is a jar of tomato.
It's got to be $5.99. I don't know.
And they're getting smaller and smaller. So
yeah.
I love the idea of how fast I could do it while the pasta's cooking. I mean, that was one of the other great tips is I didn't really think about it like that. So I'm in. I'm going to try it, and I'm feeling like maybe I won't go back to canned tomato sauce. We'll see.
I think at the end of the day, we can train our palates. Not, Jody, you said it earlier, right? Tomato sauce doesn't have to have 18 herbs and spices in it and 30 cloves of garlic. Like, we can train our palates to enjoy good quality food and less of it, like less ingredients in a dish. So there, I'm gonna stop there. Gonna go eat my soft sandwich.
Thank you for joining us in the kitchen today. If you'd like to know more about what we talked about, including recipes, recommendations, and links to Jody and Kirstie's full selection of online classes, you can find everything in the show notes or visit the Culinary Studio website. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast and take a moment to leave us a review. Chef Over Your Shoulder is a member of the Bespoke Productions Hub podcast network. Happy cooking.